Earlier, we rode some lovely open scenic gravel and washed away track. Had a quick snack, did some sightseeing, and spent some quality time in the mud before we had a tasty pub lunch in the town of Dullstroom. Now we're heading back home, somewhat behind schedule and not sure if we're going to make it before dark. Still, we prefer taking the slow, tricky gravel route, even if that means getting home 10 minutes after sunset. And naturally, we're not taking the same route back towards Pretoria, but decide to rather explore some other lesser known routes. Hey, as the saying goes, all roads lead to home, or something like that.
So, Pierre, I'd just like to thank you for the best pub lunch ever.
No, it has nothing. You're not referring to the quality of the food at all. You're just referring to the fact that it was a great way to go and have a pub lunch.
Absolutely. I think more people should go have pub lunches like that.
Okay, but why don't you reciprocate and invite me to something now? For instance, aren't you going to invite me for a cup of coffee at the studio now?
So Pierre, would you like to come and have a cup of coffee at the studio?
Fanie, that is the kindest thing you've said. I would love to come with you for a cup of coffee at the studio.
But first, we make a pit stop in the hamlet of Tonteldos. Yes, I say Tonteldos. Google it if you don't know where it is. They have some lovely pubs and overnight options in town for any tired adventurer.
So, I'm back. So, we realized that at this place, we'll probably get home around about 6:30 tonight. In that case, it's going to be basically dark, and we hate riding in the dark, but we can't help it. So, we might as well take our time. And that is why we stopped at the general dealer at Tonteldos. It's a weekday. Weekday. It's a weekday, so the bars are closed in town on Tuesday. But we found a little refreshment here, and it's picturesque. Beautiful old building, lovely poplar trees, wind blowing through, school children running up and down, a school bus coming now. It's very, very picturesque and peaceful, almost like spending an afternoon with Fanie in his office. Beautiful and peaceful. Because he doesn't really work, he sleeps most of the time.
We once again disturb the peace and quiet of this little village when we head out on the rocky track in the general direction of Stoffberg. We then cross the tar road between Stoffberg and Rosinekel towards Hartelus. Turning left again on the tarmac on the R579 and then right on the R33 towards Groblersdal. Kilometers down the way, we take a lovely gravel road to the left, heading back to Loskop Dam.
Right, Fanie, this road is a find I had it from a couple of years ago. It's an easy riding road. It's a gravel highway.
Yeah.
Through the farms, and it goes like this for I think 30 kilometers. It's just gravel highway, so we can really pinch this one.
Lekker bra.
Let's do some speed.
Happy?
Yes. I'll follow you. Give it your best shot.
A mere 2 minutes later, Fanie hits a rock in the road surface, hard. Hard enough to immediately puncture his front tire.
Front is easy to fix, man. And it's almost off the beat already. It's off the beat already! You see, but you must have hit it with a hell of a force. I don't see damage on the rim. It's got a smiley there. We managed to prop up the bike on a piece of rock. Ah, it's a rocker.
Because we don't have a center stand, nah?
Yeah, we are center standless. So we're making plans, and we used something tied to a tree. So it's standing there. And Fanie is here. We've already extracted the tube that had 2 nice snake bites on the sides, where the rim hit the tube. Now,
Look at that.
it's not that bad, Fanie.
Ja, moer, né?
Ah, you must show a hammer, but too much. So that is where we are now. And Fanie is learning all the skills that we went through in that video previously. He's applying them practically. I feel like a proud father. Right, she's in. Said the Pope to the actress. Let's see if there's a pinch or not.
The rest of the tyre change became somewhat of an R-rated movie. Fanie focused intently on getting some pumping done. Then there was even more pumping. And eventually a third party got involved with some steeking. Yes, that just happened.
It's on, Fanie.
Yes, but now we have to get the bike out of there.
That's easy. Power and force.
I'm thirsty, man.
You're testy.
But I think we did a good job.
I think we did a great job. What do you mean?
That's what adventure riding is about.
Absolutely.
So now,
Yeah.
how far are we from home?
280 kilometers. And
So let's not do that again.
let's not do that again, seeing as we don't have any more front tubes.
Okay.
Yeah, deal. Right, Fanie. This is it.
Oh, lekker, bro.
We've had our flat tire for the day. We'll give that front of yours a little bit more air. When we get to the garage, which is like 60 k's from here.
And it is now 20 minutes past 5 in the afternoon, and we are 280 kilometers away from home.
Roundabout. Say 260, 250. It's going to be interesting. I think we're going to have to adapt the route, the second part of the route, because none of us want to ride these technical high-speed gravel roads in the dark with game running across the road. So let's nail this one to get as much distance done as we can before the sun sets.
We start off towards the setting sun, very cautious of the fact that guinea fowl, warthogs and other larger varieties of game could surely become a real hazard in the twilight.
Really? Yep. Only in Africa will cars drive next to the road because it's better than the actual road.
Bro, ek wil nie lelik wees nie. Maar ek het 'n soort puncture.
Yeah, yo.
I wish I was lying, but it just happened.
Right, so not 10 kilometers from where Fanie got a flat on his front. Guess what happened to me? Yes, also flat on the front. And I gave Fanie my tube. So this one is out. It seems like it's a little hole and it can be patched, hopefully. But hey, it's a lovely place to stand. And the bushveld has just had some rain here, so just to add to all the woes, it is extremely humid. Extremely. Like, stand still for half a minute and there's sweat everywhere. So I am sort of annexed a part of this these people's driveway. And yeah, wheels out, tubes out. Let me quickly go and patch it. I'm going to try and I'm an adventure rider without a pocket knife. Can you believe that? So I can't scratch this with a pocket knife. And look at these terrible things that they give you. But yeah, and some vulcanizing glue. So vulcanizing glue and a patch. Let's see how that works. So Fanie's back. Hello, Fanie. Hello. Fanie followed a woman named Melanie. Fanie and Melanie went that way because they were looked for cell phone reception to phone a woman on a plaas. So they went to the woman on the plaas, and the woman on the plaas said, "You are looking for boerewors in a dog's hok," meaning there's no meat here, there's no tube here. So I have applied low patch to low tire. I'm considering whether I'm going to put it in now and risk everything being a failure and then it being completely dark, and then we'll see if it works, and then we ride home in the dark. Oh, and on top of that, we're not sure if we have enough fuel, because of the 2 flat tires, we are like 2 hours, 3 hours behind schedule, which means that the garage that we were aiming for, the filling station, has closed down for the day, locked. Sorry, ne, we are going home. Okay, so now we have a bit of a fuel mathematical thing to figure out as well. If we're going to make a town called Middelburg one of the worst options to take, because it's tar road and it's busy and it's a mining town and it's nasty, and then the highway all the way home, just because Fanie didn't bring an extra tube. No, it's not Fanie's mistake. That is the way adventure biking works, and that's also okay. Fanie, apricot. We finished the apricot. Fanie, cookie. You want a cookie? Okay. Okay, so it's already dark. The sun is set, and we managed to patch that tube with some vulcanizing glue and patch. So off we go. There's a lot of k's left, but we're going to change our route slightly. I think there's around about 260 kilometers left. Oh, 240, I think. So we'll do the 240 on tar. That is what we're going to do. And the range, according to this motorcycle, says 80 kilometers. 80 kilos range. 80, and Fanie has 70 kilometer range. That is all we have before we found fuel, which, by the way, is not close by.
Riding after sunset in the bush is terribly dangerous, and has always been something that I tried to prevent at all costs. But here we are. Now to make the right decision, which basically meant abandoning the rest of the day's planned gravel route and joining the trucks and buses on the deadly dark tarmac towards Middelburg. Sometimes you must make the tough choices to stay reasonably safe in very unpleasant circumstances. We were in the grip of fuel fear and puncture paranoia when we took the turn into the long-awaited filling station. Fanie mumbles something in the comset, then rides clean past the fuel pump and parks in a spot with good lighting. This can only mean one thing.
So we're at a filling station, and it's nighttime now because we had to change two flats. But you won't believe what happened on the way to the filling station. Flat number 3.
By this time, Fanie is more than capable of extracting his front tube by himself, so I decide to give him some space. We patch the hole with my last piece of patch. Yes, the last patch. I totally understand how people could get depressed and anxious in these situations. But to almost get wiped out in Middelburg by an actual big black dog was just too ironic, and I couldn't help but laugh aloud in my helmet. We suck it up and do the Harley thing, slapping it back home with the highway taking its toll. Well, it didn't really take the toll, but you know what I mean. Eventually, after 10 in the evening, we arrive back in our hometown.
Thanks for lunch. What's for supper?
Thanks for lunch. We missed supper. We missed supper.
Yes.
And that's it for our 12-hour trip to find a pub lunch in Dalstrom. What an eventful day.
Take care, brother.
Click the link below if you'd like to download the GPX track of the day's route. And remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay updated with our latest Footpeg Diaries adventure. Because next time, we're going racing. But until then, keep exploring.